if you've come before the committee, and I think a lot of you have, we're always, it's such an honor to see all of the people who come before the committee, and I've learned a lot. And if you see me typing away on my laptop up there, I'm not ignoring you or doing email. I'm actually putting together a treatise on Maine's energy markets, and I've been working on that, and I've shared it with some of you, and anyone who'd like to see it. It's a work in progress. I've sent it to Jeff at E2Tech, for example. But it is called Maine, the cheapest, cleanest power in the nation. And so I mean that. I really think that's achievable. Jim has shared with us that we're ticking up towards the third cleanest resource in the nation. We've got a ways to go on price. It's certainly a stretch goal. I looked before coming up here, and depending on who you believe it, we're sort of 38th or 40th. So we've got more to do. But I think, the opportunities, and I tend to come at things from a sort of commercial industrial point of view. What I see is the friction in the market. A lot of it is related to matching load to supply. So it's my impression that the producers don't know enough about what the suppliers are doing or planning to do. And I think that just cuts across the market in a lot of different ways. That we as policymakers, if we have a chance to get at that problem, I think that's somewhere that we can contribute. And as we look at opportunities around there, I think renewable energy can be part of that. It's my view, and I would argue that the whole thing is not just a big green boondoggle, that there's opportunity. In fact, I'm here to tell you that renewable energy people are cold-blooded capitalists too. And I think if we can use renewable energy to sort of capture what seems to be kind of a natural low point in the markets across all types of fuels, I think we want to do that. I'd like to see us do that, and I think we have done some of that, and I commend those efforts so far. And I want to back up some of the things that Jim said too. I mean, I think it is true that solar gets all the press, and a lot of that is justified. But I was just talking to my friend Mick from Shift Energy yesterday about a school project that he undertook with his company, where they took a $50,000 oil bill for a school with a combination of heat pumps and boiler upgrades down to an $8,000 electric bill. So there's a lot of that on the table here in this state. I think we want to continue to provide incentives to do that. And I'm always pleased when we can do that from a policy point of view. That is maybe a little bit of a segue into the solar discussion, which I know we're going to see, and I look forward to working on. And it's my view in the last session that we did a lot of excellent work, and the policy work we did was really strong. And in particular, something that intrigues me is I think if you look at the electrical users in Maine, you could kind of envision kind of a bell curve where there's a lot of medium general service and maybe large general service meters that constitute a lot of the load. And they don't necessarily get a lot of the focus, if it's commercial warehouses or big box stores or shopping malls or things like that. And I'm really interested in providing programs for those kinds of meters, generally speaking. When you look at solar, a lot of that is going to be related to this thing on your bill called demand charge, which is charged in kilowatts and not in kilowatt hours. I just grabbed a couple of my electric bills before coming up here to look at. One commercial warehouse has an electric bill of about $1,200 a month. The demand charge is about $500, so it's almost half the bill. It's really the cost if I'm dumb enough to turn everything on at once, right? And I want to work to address that. And so it's taking it back to solar. It's my sense that what we tried to do with the policy last session, which I think was really strong at its core, but we tried to move all the checkers forward at once on the board, right? We tried to say, all right, let's move all 6 of them all at once. Let's move all the sectors: residential, grid scale, municipal, community, commercial, and let's move them all. I think where there's momentum in this session is probably going to be to take them one by one and look at a policy that works well for the commercial user, look at one that works well for the utility, and so forth. So those are the kinds of things that I'm excited to be working on in the next legislature. So I'll just wrap it up there, and then we can open it up for questions.
Thank you.